okay seeing me like this. I turn off the lights because sometimes the glare behind me affects the glare in front of me. But if you are new to me, please drop new. My name is Tanya Close. I live in Richboro, Pennsylvania. I am a mother of twin boys that are 15 years old. If you're an OG, drop OG, and you've been following me for a while. Let me know what time it is. Drop it in the chat, whether you're watching the live, which you see that you are live with me, or whether you're watching the replay. I don't know if you really know my story. I don't know if you know really any deep background about me. You do know I'm a mom, you know I'm a wife, you know I love to cook, but how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get here as a mom? So I was thinking about it this morning because one of my twins forgot his singlet for wrestling, and the other twin was like, I think I forgot my Chromebook. And I was just like, I don't know what I would do if that happened to me when I was their age. So long story short, my mom became disabled with a disease. It was a kidney disease, and she was on the last stage for kidney disease. And that being said, when I was very young, she was diagnosed. I think I was 7 years old when my mom was diagnosed with this disease. And on top of that, she was not able to hold a job eventually because she had to dialyze. And when she had to dialyze, it was 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and it was for hours and hours and hours at a time. Eventually, she became disabled. She was a single mom of 3 children, my brother, my sister, and then myself. Our fathers, meaning my brother and sister, she was married to my brother and sister's father, while my father was married to someone else and had a boy and a girl, and then they got together and had me. They ended up separating when I was probably around 5 or 6, and that's when we moved from Maryland to Pennsylvania. Long story short, she became disabled, and she was a single mom with no help from our fathers, and she raised us by herself. So that's kind of detrimental to the family when the mother is becoming disabled. And disability, back then, disability, this was like the early 90s. Stop whining. Sorry. I thought it was something like an emergency, but it was just the dog whining. So what happened was back in the 90s, that's what I was saying. Back in the 90s, if you guys know disability, if drop disability, if you're on disability, how it works, they do not pay you right away. So you file for disability, you have to go through this whole process of if you're approved, are you really disabled? Is it permanent disability? Is it SSI? Is it this? Is it that? Like there's so many things that you have to go through. Well, she cannot work. She worked all the time. Like she worked all the time. Well, her working and having 3 children, and she worked all the time. We had sports, we had activities. Well, my brother was in football, he was in basketball, he was in, sports. I was in cheerleading, I was in volleyball, and that's what I did. Well, whether she worked or whether she was disabled, she was not able to come to our games. She was not able to attend practices. She was not able to take me to practice. She was not able to be there for school functions. She was not able to do the PTO meetings. She wasn't able to do even the parent meetings. Parent meetings, they have conferences and with teachers and stuff like that. She wasn't able to do that. So whether she was working full-time or disabled, she was not able to attend those meetings, those whatever. And I come on here because I was thinking about it. Like I said, my twins, one of them, Mom, I think I forgot my Chromebook. I don't think it's in my bag. Mom, I forgot my singlet. I need you to bring. Well, if that was me, my mom can't bring it to you. She's either half of my life, half of my childhood, I should say. Half of my childhood, she was either working full time and she was leaving before I even got up in the morning, and she was coming home when it was dark. That's number one. Number two is when she was disabled, she was with the doctors for dialyzing for 4 hours a day, but that's when she was dialyzing for 4 hours a day. But she was gone 6 to 8 hours, depending on if there was something wrong when she dialyzed or getting set up for for dialyzing, that kind of thing. So I think about this and I'm like, I think I am the mom that I am today because of the fact that I didn't want my twins to go through what I went through. So I went through my mom not being there. I went through her not being able to attend sport events because they were after school, or I was not able to have her there at these events or at parent-teacher conferences and stuff like that. And when I had the twins, if you know me, long story short, I was a full-time mom. I wanted to be a full-time mom. I worked in corporate. Working in corporate, I was gone. Working 8 hours a day, but also in corporate, I was gone 10 hours a day because of the fact that an hour commute, work from 9 to 5, another hour commute home. So my nanny was with the twins, and I made enough money to be able to have a nanny come in my house. God forbid I had to drop them off the daycare or have them hang out with kids that were sick or anything like that. I'm truly grateful for the journey I've been on with corporate and working and stuff like that. But I think I am the mom I am today, and I think I pushed and just went above and beyond and tried to figure out how I didn't have to work in corporate, how I didn't have to work for someone, how I could come home and be home and raise my twins on my own and not have someone else see their first step, not have someone else hear their first word. So I just figured out, like, sometimes I don't realize why I do what I do, but then I look back at my past of how I grew up without my mom being there for my sports, being there for my sports, being there for me, period. I didn't have that growing up. And back then, you could be home at 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. That was me. I had no choice. My brother and sister were 7 and 8 years older than me, and all they wanted to do is hang out. They're teenagers. And I was at home by myself. I was at home doing my homework by myself. I was going to my sports by myself. I was doing everything by myself. I just walked to school, walked there, walked there, walked there. I did everything by myself. And I think that's why I'm so, on top of everything as a mom, because of the fact that I didn't have my mom or my parents there. And I wanted to be there for the twins. I didn't want them to be without their mom at their sporting events. Like, they have a match today they have to be there at 3 o'clock. The bus leaves. And I wouldn't be able to be there if I worked. I wouldn't be able to see them wrestle. I wouldn't be able to see their football game. I wouldn't be able to see any of this if I didn't start where I just didn't want to do this anymore. I wanted to be there for my twins. So this may not be for you. Share this out. If you are watching the replay, please drop what time you're watching this so I know exactly when you're seeing this. I appreciate you. I just wanted to let you know the true me and why I am the way I am, why I am the mom I am, why I keep pushing, why I keep showing up every day. And I show up every day because I don't want to have to go back to a job. I don't want to have to go work for someone. I want to be able to have a flexible schedule. And maybe that's you. Maybe you want a flexible schedule. Maybe you're the one that is not there for their child, can't see their child go wrestle, can't see them play football, can't see them cheer, whatever it is. Maybe you don't have that extra money to be able to even allow them to play a sport. Or maybe you just want to be home and not have to work so many hours. I did this full time in corporate. I started just little by little, an hour here, 2 hours here. And the twins were little. I had to do it. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice because, well, I had a choice. I had a choice to miss everything. I had a choice not to be there for my twins. I had a choice. But my choice was I wanted to be there. My mom wasn't there for me. She couldn't. She either had to work and work and work and work. She didn't know that there was other options. She wasn't educated. Or she was sick. She didn't have that option. I had the option and I took it. I found a way. I found a way not to have to keep on going and working for someone else and missing my twins growing up, missing my twins' activities. Not everybody wants this, but I wanted it. And this may be you. If it is, please message me. Please, if on TikTok, find me on Facebook and Instagram. Message me, drop mom, drop dad. There's moms, there's dads, there's so many people, there's grandparents that are working. My twins never see their grandma. She works all the time. And maybe you're a grandparent that you don't get to see your grandkids because you work all the time. If that's you, drop it in the comments and let me know. I appreciate you. I thank you. I thank you for coming in here. I didn't mean to get emotional. I wasn't supposed to get emotional, but I did. But I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for all the likes and thank you for all the shares on Facebook and TikTok. And have a good day.